She thought leaving would set her free. Instead, it taught her the cruelest lesson of all. Some cages are only visible after you've already escaped. Freedom, that's what she called it. When she walked away, she told herself she was finally doing something brave. Breaking free, starting over, choosing herself. It sounded powerful, clean, liberating. But here's the brutal truth nobody warns you about. Freedom isn't always light and laughter. Sometimes it's silence. Sometimes it's the sound of your own thoughts echoing back at you in an empty room you can't escape. The day she left didn't feel like loss to her. It felt like release. She'd spent months convincing herself that happiness waited on the other side of goodbye. When that door shut behind her, she genuinely believed she was stepping into peace. She wasn't. She was stepping into absence, and she just didn't know it yet. At first, the quiet felt soothing. No arguments, no compromises, no exhausting routines. She could breathe again for the first time in years. Everything was hers. Her choices, her time, her future. But here's what she didn't realize. When you erase someone from your life, you erase the reflection that helped you know who you were. She thought she'd find herself by leaving. Instead, she lost the version of herself that only existed when she was loved. She'll call it healing. She'll post about growth on Instagram. She'll repeat every phrase her friends feed her. That she deserves better, that she'll be happy, that she's doing the right thing. And for a while, she'll actually believe it. But freedom has an aftertaste. It's sweet at first, intoxicating even, then bitter when the high fades. And when it fades, what's left is something colder than she ever expected. The realization that the peace she chased was never out there. It was inside the life she walked away from. That's the lie of freedom. It promises new beginnings, but it rarely tells you what it costs. Because when she said she was leaving to find herself, she didn't know the cruelest truth of all. You can't find yourself in the ruins of what you destroyed. The day she left, she didn't see heartbreak. She saw possibility, a clean slate, a new life, a chance to finally feel alive. She wasn't running from you. Not really. She was running from the version of herself she didn't recognize anymore. The one who felt dull, unseen, stuck in a life that had become background noise. And she convinced herself that leaving would fix that. Her first night alone felt powerful. She stood in her new apartment, surrounded by boxes and silence, thinking, this is freedom. No noise, no expectations, just space. She poured a glass of wine, turned up her favorite song, and felt the rush of control. She thought this was what happiness looked like. Peace without compromise. Her friends cheered her on. You look amazing. You seem happier already. You did the right thing. Each word fed the story she desperately needed to believe. The pain was worth it. The sacrifice was justified. But beneath that surface, confidence was something she couldn't name yet. A faint ache, like a musical note held too long, creating dissonance instead of harmony. Because freedom isn't just about what you gain, it's about what you lose. The small rituals that made life familiar, the morning coffee you made first, knowing exactly how she liked it, the shared jokes that needed no explanation, the sound of your footsteps down the hall, signaling you were home, all gone, erased. She told herself she didn't miss you, just the routine. But the truth was simpler and more devastating. She missed being known. Still, she pushed forward. She filled every moment with movement. New clothes, new hobbies, new people. Every plan was a distraction from the stillness, because stillness meant thinking, and thinking meant doubt. So she drowned that voice with busyness. She posted photos that screamed rebirth, but every caption was a small plea for validation. She smiled wider, laughed louder, tried harder, because if she could convince the world she was fine, maybe she'd believe it too. She didn't realize that every new beginning feels bright only because it hasn't yet been tested by truth. And truth always arrives, not with noise, but with silence, the kind that starts whispering late at night, asking the question she's not ready to answer. What if I made a mistake? For the first few months, she feels unstoppable, like she finally escaped gravity. Her mornings are quiet, her choices entirely her own. She redecorates, changes her entire wardrobe, starts saying yes to every invitation that comes her way. Her friends keep the energy alive. Brunches, wine nights, endless toasts to new beginnings. They call her brave. They tell her she's glowing, and every compliment keeps her running from the one thought she refuses to face. Maybe she didn't need to be saved. She's high on validation, the thrill of attention, the rush of being wanted again. Her phone lights up with messages from strangers who call her beautiful, confident, mysterious. Every notification hits her like a little jolt of proof. See, you made the right choice. She goes on dates she doesn't care about, laughs too hard at jokes that aren't funny, and tells herself she's finally living. But it's not living, it's performing, because beneath the surface, under the makeup, the confidence, the curated social media posts, there's exhaustion. The pressure to stay happy is heavy, and the applause she gets from others feels hollow when the night ends and the door closes behind her. She keeps herself busy to avoid that silence. Pilates classes, self-help books, meditation apps, anything to fill the empty space where connection used to be. But even with all the noise, there's a faint echo she can't erase. Your name, your presence, the feeling of belonging to something that wasn't perfect, but was real. Still, she won't admit it, not yet, because admitting it means accepting that the happiness she's showing the world isn't happiness at all. It's escape, and deep down, she knows the rush can't last. There's a limit to how long you can outrun your own reflection. The smiles start feeling forced, the laughter runs short, and soon, the freedom that once felt like power begins to feel like pressure. The celebration doesn't end with fireworks. It fades out quietly, like music playing long after the party's over, when everyone's gone home and she's left alone with the echo of her own applause. The cracks appear slowly, not as explosions, but as quiet, uncomfortable moments she can't explain away. It's the first bad date that feels more awkward than fun. The long pause in conversation, the way he looks at her, like she's a stranger, not someone to know, just someone to entertain for the night. She laughs politely, checks her phone, and tells herself, it's fine, just one off night. But it happens again and again. Different faces, same emptiness. Every man she meets talks too much or too little. They compliment her, but none of them see her. They don't know her favorite movie, her morning quirks, her nervous habits, all the small details that once made her feel understood. She thought she wanted new energy. Now, she just misses familiarity. Her reflection starts to change. She still looks good, maybe even better, but her eyes look tired. That fake confidence she built is cracking. Her friends, once her lifelines, start fading too. They stop checking in as much. Their lives go back to normal, while hers quietly unravels. She tells herself she's just busy, but she feels it. That slow drift into isolation. She scrolls through social media, sees smiling couples, family photos, date nights, stability, and she feels something she never used to feel before she left: envy. Then one night, she stumbles across one of your photos. You look calm, grounded, maybe even happy, and it hits her harder than she expected. Because while she's been chasing freedom, you've been finding peace. The story she told herself, that you were the source of her unhappiness, starts to unravel, not all at once, but piece by piece. She remembers the little things, how you used to make her laugh, the way you noticed when she was quiet, how you made ordinary life feel safe. She used to call that comfort boring. Now it feels like something priceless she gave away. The cracks are spreading. She doesn't want to admit it yet. But the fantasy is fading, and reality is starting to show its face, and the truth, once invisible, is starting to whisper, you weren't the cage, you were the home. It starts with memories she didn't mean to keep, a smell, a song, a phrase someone says that sounds just like you. At first, she brushes it off. It's nostalgia, she tells herself, just echoes from the past. But the echoes get louder. She's sitting across from a man who looks perfect on paper. Good job, good manners, good smile, and all she can think about is how his laugh doesn't sound like yours, how his eyes don't soften when he listens, how he doesn't know the small details you never had to ask about. Every new man becomes a reflection she measures against your shadow. The flirty ones feel shallow, the serious ones feel cold, the funny ones remind her they're trying too hard, and no matter how different they are, they all share one thing in common. They're not you. She doesn't admit it out loud. To her friends, she insists she's moved on, but her subconscious tells another story. When she hears your name, her chest tightens. When someone mentions you, her smile falters. Just a second too long, she scrolls through your profile, pretending it's curiosity, but her eyes linger on the small things. The way you look healthier now, how your smile seems easier, how your life doesn't look broken anymore. And she hates that it bothers her, because she expected you to be lost without her. But you're not. You're rebuilding, and that reality cuts deeper than any breakup ever could. In quiet moments, she replays the story differently. You're no longer the villain. You're the anchor she cut loose, thinking she'd float, only to realize she's been drifting ever since. Now, she starts wondering if freedom was just another word for loneliness, dressed up pretty, because while you're growing, she's stuck comparing every new beginning to what she once had. And the cruelest part? The man she misses now isn't even you anymore. It's the version of you her regret created, the one her memory polished, until he became perfect. And no one she meets can ever live up to that ghost. At first, her world felt wide open. Every friend told her she was brave, strong, unstoppable. A woman starting a new chapter. They texted, called, checked in constantly, but months pass, and slowly those voices fade. The same people who cheered her on stop reaching out as often, not because they stopped caring, but because life moves forward, and she's no longer the story everyone's watching. Her "you got this" messages turn into quick likes. Her "how are you" texts go unanswered, and the spotlight she once stood in goes dark. Her married friends start to drift. At first, it's subtle. Fewer invites to dinner, fewer conversations about family or holidays. Then one day, she notices they've stopped including her entirely. It's not malice. It's distance born from discomfort. She's now the living reminder that even good marriages can break. And no one likes being reminded of that. The single friends she thought would fill the gap, they're there, but it's different. Their lives are built around a freedom she can't fully have. They chase excitement while she's juggling custody schedules and guilt. She doesn't fit in either world anymore. Not the wife circles, not the single ones. At first, she blames them. Then she realizes it's not them. It's her. Her energy has changed. There's a quiet sadness behind her smiles that people feel but can't name. Conversations grow shorter. Invitations stop coming. And the woman who once had a crowd now eats dinner alone. Even her family treats her differently. Her parents don't say it, but she can feel their disappointment hiding in concern. Her siblings avoid the topic. Everyone just pretends it's fine. But she can sense the shift, the unspoken thought in every silence. She chose this. That's the part no one tells you about leaving. How quickly the world forgets. In the beginning, people clap for your courage. Later, they move on while you're left standing in the ruins of your own choices, holding a freedom no one envies anymore. Because the truth about moving on is simple. Everyone does, just not always together. The celebration's over now. The spotlight's gone cold, and the silence she once called peace has turned into noise she can't shut off. She wakes up tired, even after a full night's sleep, goes through her day in slow motion, work, errands, smiles that feel rehearsed. Every hour feels heavier than the one before. She used to think loneliness was about being alone. Now she knows it's about being unseen. There are people around her, co-workers, friends, strangers online, but none of them know her story. Not really, because to tell, it would mean admitting she's lost. So she performs. Every laugh, every post, every "I'm fine" is a costume she wears to keep the illusion alive. She can't let anyone know that behind the calm exterior is a woman unraveling. Her mind becomes her enemy. It replays the arguments, the moments she left, the time she said things she didn't mean, and the more she remembers, the more she realizes she didn't walk away because she stopped loving you. She walked away because she stopped loving herself. Now she's chasing pieces of that missing self through distractions, workouts, books, vacations, dates that don't matter. Every attempt at healing feels hollow because healing isn't movement, it's stillness, and she's terrified of stillness. It's in the quiet moments when truth hits hardest, when she looks around and realizes there's no one waiting for her, no one who knows her heart like you did, no one who says her name the same way. She used to crave space. Now she's drowning in it. And that's when the sadness turns into something darker. Regret. Not the kind you cry about once and move on from. The kind that lingers, that lives in your bones, that whispers every night before sleep. You broke something you can't rebuild. But she won't say it out loud, because saying it would mean rewriting her entire story. So she keeps pretending, smiling, posting, surviving. From the outside, it looks like progress, but inside, she's falling apart quietly. And the fall doesn't make a sound, because it started the moment she said she was free. She tells herself the kids are fine, that they're resilient, that children adapt. It's what everyone says. Teachers, friends, even her therapist, and she wants to believe it because believing anything else would break her. At first they seem okay. They laugh, they play, they draw pictures of two homes, one with mom, one with dad. But slowly, tiny cracks begin to show, not loud, not dramatic, just quiet signs of confusion she can't explain away. They start asking strange questions. Why can't Daddy come here anymore? Who's picking me up next time? Are you and Daddy still friends? She smiles, answers softly, says all the right things, but every word feels like a lie. Because the truth is, they're not fine. They're just trying to protect her. Children sense everything, the tension in her voice, the sadness behind her forced smiles, the emptiness in the space where their father's presence used to be. They mirror what they see, and what they see is a mother trying to convince herself she's happy. She notices it in small moments, the way her daughter clings a little longer at drop-off, the way her son stares out the window after visits with you. They don't say it out loud, but their silence says everything. This new life doesn't feel right. She tells herself they'll understand one day, that when they're older, they'll see she made the right choice. But deep down, she already knows they don't need explanations. They just needed stability, and she took that from them in the name of her own happiness. Now she sees pieces of their pain in everything, in the way her daughter talks about Daddy's house, like it's another world, in the way her son hesitates before mentioning your name, and the guilt settles in like dust, soft, constant, inescapable, because no matter how many yoga classes she takes, how many affirmations she whispers, how many times she tells herself she's healing, one truth remains unspoken. She didn't just leave a marriage, she broke a home, and when she tucks the kids in at night and they whisper, "I miss Daddy," she smiles and says, "I know, baby." But inside, she's thinking, "Me too." The reckoning doesn't arrive like thunder. It slips in quietly, disguised as an ordinary night. Maybe she's scrolling through her phone, half distracted, when she sees it. A photo of you. You look calm, strong, happier than she remembers. Or maybe you're with someone new, smiling in that relaxed, effortless way she forgot you could. And suddenly, the air shifts. For months, she told herself you were miserable, that you missed her, that someday you'd realize what you lost. But now, staring at that picture, she realizes you already have. And it wasn't her. The man in the photo isn't broken anymore. He's rebuilding. And that's when it hits her. While she was searching for freedom, you were finding peace. It's a quiet, devastating truth. Because she always thought she'd be the one who came out stronger. She was supposed to be the story's survivor, not the one haunted by it. So she does what people do when regret becomes too heavy to hold. She rewrites the past. Maybe you've changed. Maybe things could be different now. Maybe if I reached out, even just once, I could fix what I broke. The message usually comes late at night. "Hey, been thinking about you. Remember when we..." Casual words hiding panic. A fishing line cast into the past. She tells herself it's closure. It's not. It's longing disguised as bravery. Because deep down, she knows you've already crossed the point of no return. And the version of you she wants now, the healed, grounded, wiser man, only exists because she left. That realization is brutal, because she can't unmake her choice, and she can't step back into the life she burned. So she sits in the same silence that once thrilled her, and finally understands what it really is. Not peace, but punishment. The reckoning isn't loud. It's not dramatic. It's quiet acceptance. The moment she realizes that the life she destroyed still exists, just without her in it. By the time everything settles, she isn't angry anymore. Not at you, not even at herself. She's just tired, worn thin from pretending she's fine. Years might pass. On the outside, her life looks steady. She works, smiles, keeps busy. People would never guess that deep down, a quiet ache still lives inside her. Every now and then, it surfaces when she sees a couple holding hands, or hears a song you both used to love, or catches herself laughing at something you once said. The world moves on, but memory doesn't. She's not broken, but she's never quite whole either. She's learned how to carry regret like jewelry. Silent, polished, always there. She tells herself she's grown, that she's learned lessons, that everything happened for a reason. But late at night, when no one's around to listen, she knows the truth. Some mistakes don't teach you anything. They just leave you emptier. She's dated since then. She's had moments of joy, but nothing feels the same. Because she now understands what she couldn't back then. Real love isn't exciting all the time. Sometimes it's quiet, repetitive, ordinary. But it's real, and she traded real for different, not better. Different. Sometimes she still dreams of you, not the fights or the ending, but the simple moments, the mornings, the laughter, the comfort of belonging to someone who truly saw her. She wakes from those dreams with that same ache in her chest, the one that whispers, "You had it, and you let it go." She doesn't hate you. If anything, she admires what you became. Because while she tried to find herself by leaving, you found yourself by staying, by enduring, healing, rebuilding. And that's the part she'll never say out loud. The happiest she ever wasn't when she was free. It was when she was loved. Now she carries that truth quietly, because that's what freedom really became for her. Not a new beginning, but a long, silent reminder that peace was never in the life she chased. It was in the life she left behind.